Hello students, welcome back to TutorHub, your e-classroom on YouTube. So today we'll be having the last video for balancing chemical equations in this series, and we'll be solving some problems around how to balance chemical equations. And my mantra for you would be to keep in mind that mastery is key to success in chemistry. Okay, so keep that in mind that we need to master certain concepts. In order to master certain concepts, we need to practice solving problems as much as possible. And I want you to check the other videos that I made on balancing chemical equations. There are tips and tricks in each of these videos that you need to listen to and master so that you'll be able to be confident and be able to answer any questions that your teacher would be asking you. All right. But before we proceed, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. That helps me a lot in coming up with more videos for you to help you with your studies. And like this video and repeat it, watch it over and over again until you gain mastery for it, on it, and share it with your friends. And leave a comment below and let me know how you find this video so that we can improve on it. And you can also ask questions about the topic and request specific topics in chemistry that you'd like us to discuss in the future. Right. So without further ado, we've been discussing in the past many videos the MNO technique. And this technique is used to balance chemical equations. And MNO stands for metals, non-metals, and oxygen and hydrogen. So I want you to remember this mnemonic device when balancing chemical equations. When you follow the sequence of balancing chemical equations by keeping this key cluster of atoms in mind, then for sure you'll be able to balance chemical equations much easily, right? So let's go to our first example for this video, for this set of practice problems. So we have quite a long equation. This is a neutralization reaction, right? And we have to write MNO, right? And we identify our metal. Our metal here is sodium. For the reactant side, our sodium, we have one atom. For the product side, our sodium is also one atom, right? So it's balanced. We don't have to do anything about it for now. And then we check the non-metals other than hydrogen and oxygen. That would be nitrogen and carbon, right? So we'll balance nitrogen first. Nitrogen for the reactant side is 1. Nitrogen for the product side is also 1. So it's already balanced. For carbon, you also have one carbon atom and one carbon atom for your product side. Okay? And so we pretty much balance all the non-metals other than oxygen and hydrogen. And we now proceed to balance oxygen and hydrogen this time. So looking at oxygen, we have how many oxygen atoms? We have 3 plus 3, 6 for the reactant side. And for the product side, we have 3 plus 1 plus 2. That's also 6. So pretty much oxygen is balanced. Then lastly, we balance hydrogen. We have 1 and 2 for hydrogen on the reactant side. And we also have 2 on the product side. So pretty much we don't need to do anything for this particular equation because this is already balanced. But never assume that a chemical equation is balanced. You really have to check the elements one by one so that you'll be sure that the chemical equation is balanced. All right? So I hope that's clear. Let's proceed to our next question. Okay, so for the next question, we need to do MNO. We don't have metals, we don't have non-metals other than oxygen and hydrogen. So we proceed directly to oxygen and hydrogen. So we start with the reactant side for oxygen and the product side for oxygen. We have 3 oxygen atoms on the reactant side and 2 on the product side. So if we place 2 here and we place 2 here, that makes this one 2 times 1, 2 plus 2, that's 4. And 2 times 2 for our oxygen, we get 4 on the product side as well. So that balances the number of oxygen atoms in the chemical equation. For hydrogen, we have 2 times 2, that's 4. And 2 times 2, hydrogen is also 4. So pretty much our equation is already balanced. So we have 2 water molecules plus oxygen to form 2 hydrogen peroxide molecules. So this is already balanced, right? So I hope by now you're able to realize how easy it is to balance chemical equations. Now we write MNO on the other side. Metals, we identify metals on the reactants and product side. We have sodium and calcium as our metals. Let's start with sodium. For the reactant side, we have 1 sodium atom. And for the product side, we have 1 sodium atom. For calcium, we have 1 in the reactant side and 1 in the product side. Okay? And then we now go to elements or non-metals other than sodium, other than oxygen and hydrogen. That would be bromine and fluorine. So bromine would be 1 on the reactant side and 2 on the product side. So we multiply this by 2. This balances our bromine, right? We'll take care of the sodium later. And we have fluorine on the reactant side. There's 2 and there's 1 fluorine on the other side. So we place 2 here. That makes fluorine 2. That balances it out. But because you multiply 2 here, our sodium on the product side is also 2. You multiplied 2 a while ago for sodium. That makes it 2. So everything is pretty much balanced. So this is now our balanced chemical equation. We have 2 sodium bromide, 1 calcium fluoride, 2 sodium fluoride, and 1 calcium bromide. So I hope you got it. And that's how easy balancing chemical equation is. So our last example is sulfuric acid plus sodium nitride to form nitrous acid and sodium sulfate. Okay? So we have to write MNO. We don't have metals. We have a metal. So that would be our sodium. So our reactants, we have sodium, right? We have 1. For the product sodium, we have 2. So we multiply this by 2 to balance the equation. Then we go to non-metals other than oxygen and hydrogen. So that would be nitrogen first. So nitrogen is multiplied to 2. That makes it 2. Nitrogen is 1. We place 2 here to make it balanced. Okay? And then we have sulfur. Sulfur is 1 for the reactant side and sulfur is also 1 on the product side. Then we're done with N. Then we go to balance oxygen and nitrogen. Oxygen here is 4 plus 2. That makes it 6. Oxygen on the product side is 2 times 2. 4 plus 4. That's 8, right? So, did I miss something? Okay, this is 2 times 2. That's 4. This is 4, so this should also be 8. Okay, so they are balanced now. Okay, don't make sure that you're able to check your answers and do it methodically and double check, okay, so that you won't commit any mistakes while solving the problem. Then after oxygen, we need to balance hydrogen. That's 2 for the reactant side and 2 on the product side. So that's pretty much balanced, right? So that's how easy it is to balance chemical equations using the MNO technique that I introduced to you. So keep that in mind, remember that, and I hope you ace your exams after following the series of videos that I've posted here, right? So basically, that's the balanced chemical equation. So I hope students, you learned something from our video series on balancing chemical equations. Please don't forget to subscribe on our YouTube channel so that you'll be updated for more videos. And please like this video, share with your friends, leave a comment, and of course, see you on our next video. Happy learning, everyone. Bye.